a writer for The Atlantic explaining why she's not interested in covering Hunter Biden.
My problem with Hunter Biden's laptop is I think it's totally irrelevant. I mean, it's not whether it's disinformation or, I mean, I don't think the Hunter Biden's business relationships have anything to do with who should be president of the United States. So I don't find it to be interesting. I mean, that would be my problem with that as a major news story.
What was in her hand?
I don't know, like an orb.
It was an orb. All right. But the Hunter headache continues. A new report says the president's brother, James Biden, and Hunter had over 150 transactions involving global business affairs that were allegedly flagged as concerning by U.S. banks, including large wire transfers. You know, Dana, Ann Applebaum is her name.
Yes.
I don't blame her for dismissing a scandal because she was instrumental in, I mean, just by being in the media and not even covering it. So she can't now she can't do it.
I think, look, I understand, like, if you're not interested in it, okay, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
No problem. But don't complain that others are.
Yeah.
And if the New York Post is interested in a story, they should not be kicked off of something just because, kicked off of something, meaning Twitter, and being ostracized basically for 6 months when now all the media is coming back saying, oh, actually, the New York Post was right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely not fair. And we all know, they don't like this game, but I'll play it for a second. If President Trump had written a letter for somebody in Eric Trump's orbit, that's all the media would be talking about. They would find great interest in that. So I'm fine. You can be interested in whatever you want, but don't complain about what other people are interested in.
Yeah, and Judge, you're smiling. I don't know what you're thinking about, but it's something I want to know. Look at that.
You know what kills me about all of this is that she doesn't apparently care about the fundamental issue here. And that is that the president of the United States lied to the American people in order to get elected. I know nothing of my son's businesses. I've never discussed my son's businesses with him. That laptop proves that that is a lie. And forget about, you know what, the letter, the letter of recommendation. I mean, okay, I'll be really fair and unbalanced to me right now and say, I don't care about the letter. I'll tell you what I care about. I care about a guy going to Ukraine where there's incredible corruption and going there on Air Force Two and saying, if you don't fire the prosecutor who's looking at the company that my son gets a fortune from, I'm going to withhold $600 million from this corrupt country. How dare you use taxpayer money to influence a foreign country in order to make your son money so he can then pay your bills? We're talking FARA. We're talking all kinds of tax evasion, fraud, money laundering. Forget about the drugs and the other stuff. We're talking some fundamental problems here with Ukraine, Russia, and China being on the front burner and this guy getting money from all those countries.
You know, in the green room, Jessica, you said, I can't believe President Biden has not resigned yet over this. And it disgusted you how the media and the Democrats are dismissing the scandal. And I want to say I agreed with you, and I found your opinion refreshing.
I thought that was a private conversation, Greg. So a couple things I think are relevant here, and people tend to forget them. So two of the biggest scandals that plagued Hillary Clinton, and arguably one that lost her the race in 2016, the email scandal, and then also Uranium One, were owned and operated by the New York Times, liberals' favorite newspapers. They were the ones that broke the story. Yeah. They were the ones that put it on the front page every damn day. So when people say that the liberal media just protects their own, there's no one that's more our own than Hillary Clinton. And she got taken down by the liberal mainstream media. Second of all, to your point about the prosecutor getting fired, Joe Biden was the one who went, and he went on taxpayer dime because he was the vice president of the United States of America, but the entire Western hemisphere supported that decision. All of the heads of Western states and the IMF all agreed that that prosecutor had to go. And actually, his actions hurt Hunter Biden's business interests in that country at the time. And I don't see any other way to read it if you're being honest about it. And I'm not saying Hunter Biden.
Money. How did it hurt him? He kept making money. What are you talking about?
It put him in a compromising position with Burisma. He had a job. Listen, if you want to talk about the fact that there are kids out there that are benefiting off their parents' names, we could go on forever. That happens in the private sector and the public sector. If you want to do it, we can talk about it.
No, we're talking. No, we're
Jesse
talking
Waters
about
Jr.
taxpayer money.
Yes, he uses it to get into daycare.
Yes, he does. He keeps saying, "Do you know who I am?" And That's disgusting.
He's going to need all the help he can get.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.